This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports, since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors, presents Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin' Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin' Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin' Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for the midweek edition. On tap tonight, a lot from McKendree, and that's quite fine. We'll talk with their strength and conditioning coach, Jordan Park, and later, after that, we trip back over to Lebanon or thereabouts for football coach Mike Babcock. And as always, on a Wednesday, we have the Easy and Travel Sports Flashback, which features writer Rob Raines out of St. Louis. But right now it's time for Scores and Stuff, which is brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. Off we go on the Tucker Electric guest line to the Carl Cave, just outside of Carlisle, for Carl Durkis. Carl, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Rip.
The Cardinals, what are we going to do? Or has it already been done? Lost again last night, win one, lose one, 5-5 their last 10, and hey, they're a 500 team, I guess, for the season, so that's about what we should expect maybe at this point. Win one, lose one.
Yeah, that's the way it's looking right now, so hopefully they win tonight again. But, maybe it's addition by subtraction sometimes. I don't know. With what just went on yesterday with your probably one of your favorite players, probably
Cocky Tommy.
Yeah, and maybe he'll do something somewhere else, but that's fine with me.
Me too. When the Sports Illustrated article came out, that really put the icing on the cake there, and I can't imagine. Although some of today's player, I can't imagine where he was a well-liked guy inside that clubhouse. I mean, he had 5 good months out of his whole. He's 30 years old. He's had 5 good months in the major leagues. That's it. And even after he got traded, I saw something attributed to him anywhere where he says, it's basically, he said, I can't believe they traded me. We're in the middle of a race. Like, maybe you're not that important, Cocky Tommy. You have a very high opinion of yourself, and it cost you money.
He sure does. And it's just there's a reason why he was in the minors all this time.
There usually is.
There is a reason. I mean, he was a lot of injuries. Couldn't see. That's a pretty big part of the game. And couldn't play day games for a while because of that. And and I thought they had it corrected for 5 months. I guess they had it corrected, and
until he couldn't hit anymore. Yeah, I mean,
until he couldn't hit.
He's 30. He's arbitration eligible. He had a lousy season after one. He's got the big. He was going to be the 30. I mean, when he went into Cincinnati this year, I remember whoever was on TV. They said, "Yeah, Tommy told me before the series I'm going to hit 3 home runs this weekend." What about the team? Who cares what? If it helps the team, obviously that's great. And he's a nice player. He's a good player, but he's not what he says he's cracked up to be. And so why keep him?
According to him, he was fantastic anyway. So
yeah, he was.
So it's all.
He made his own bed and he lost a lot of money.
Yeah, he did, because he could have signed in the offseason for a little bit, probably more than what he's going to get now.
Even if he turns it on with Tampa Bay, they don't exactly dole out the cash, and they might send him somewhere. Who knows? It's the arbitration thing and all that. But, yeah, Tommy is gone, and it will give – now they have to come through. They have their opportunities, Bader in particular, but also O'Neill. I thought Bader would play center field last night, but O'Neill did. I know he responded with a couple of hits, but I thought that was really going to be held out for Bader, especially with O'Neill getting spot starts, preferably more because Fowler's a dump.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll play Bader the majority, I would guess.
Probably
O'Neill will spell the corners also, I would think, because I don't think it would hurt if Dex would sit once or twice a week. So, and then hopefully O'Neill doesn't act like, which he kind of has a trend. He either hits home runs or he's on fire for a couple days, and then he turns into Randall Grichuk and strikes out every time.
He isn't, but there's so much of that anyway. I mean, I don't. I really still think, though, since they kept him, and I think they were leaning toward trading him because they weren't playing him that much. But I still think, if you want to win games this year, he's your best hitter. I still think you have to play Jose Martinez somewhere. If need be, get him out of the game in the 7th and 8th. They used to do that all the time for defensive purposes. Why don't they do it? You can't have him on the bench. He's too good of a stick.
I know, but then you're always going to be taking your third place hitter out of the lineup. I just don't agree always taking your best hitter out. With the previous regime seemed like it was always the third place hitter out of the game on a double switch. And late in the games, you some still need your best hitters because the way the bullpen was kind of not performing the way we wish they would have. So.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have to happen every game. It would just be certain games. You have either the lead is big enough or you're too far behind, or I would rather have the guy have 3 at-bats than 1. Because every guy in a pinch hit situation, even the best, is going to hit 300 at the high peak.
Some guys need to get a rhythm going, right?
So, yeah. Anyway, we don't but that's the situation. Carpenter last night, pretty interesting. Of course, after the first month and a half, he's just been roaring, but he is now, what's he got, 22 leadoff home runs now, and that's Cardinals' record.
That's pretty darn amazing. That's for the way he did start, because I'm sure there was quite a few people writing him off too. Why are you playing? And this and this and that. But hey, give him credit. He stuck to it, and I guess he figured something out with the shift and everything. And if you said the other day when they played against the Cubs, they said, well, the only way they were going to stop him is if they would have put a person in the bleachers.
Exactly. Yeah. But it needs to. And they won't ever do it. I'd take the suspension. I'd take the fine. That's the thing with Lou Brock. You got to knock these guys off the plate. You have to drill them once in a while. There are too many fastballs down the heart of the plate.
Right. But that's what it's come to. It's a home run. It's a home run-driven league, it seems like. So, and that's why, I don't know, the pitchers, if it's the arrogance of the pitchers that says, I'm going to get you out, anyway. And then they get burned, or
I think most of them are just afraid. Plus, in college, they're not they have the aluminum bats for those pitching in college. You don't break saw the bat off anymore there, so they stay away from the inside. Right. Change game, I know. But let's see. Ponce. Daniel Ponce de Leon and Austin Gombro. Was that last week? Yeah, Monday and Tuesday night in a row. Wow, some great efforts there. And, of course, now, it's a whole – I know a lot of people very crowned them as all-stars and Hall of Famers. Well, I hope it goes in that direction, but let's give them some time,
Oh, I agree. Give them some time. It's exciting right now that basically the whole Memphis pitching staff is up here now, which is, I think maybe we're going to get a chance to see turn the page, and maybe they're going to turn it around this second half, and because those guys are all capable of being in relievers. In the bullpen also, because Lance Lynn started out in the bullpen, Wainwright started out in the bullpen.
Gibby did actually for a little bit. Most of them.
There you go.
From a far distance back, always did. And this is kind of cool for Gertie, Brian Eversgerd. He was tutoring almost all of these guys. Yeah. So big buds are up again.
It's got to be.
And there's a lot of potential there.
A
lot of potential. Will it all come through? No, it'd be a rarity, but. Certainly a couple of these guys will for sure. So, anyways, we haven't talked for quite a while, and we have the managerial change, of course, and Schilt is in, and Matheny is out, and anything. I think it takes more than a managerial change. It takes a roster movement or two. Maybe they're heading in that direction a little bit. Not Not necessarily for this year. They could still get in as a wild. Who knows? But for next year, that's going to be interesting to see what happens. Carpenter's 33 years old too. I mean, they have to make their decision on what they want to do. Are they going to add? They're not that far away. Or are they just going to go to young guys all the time? Then he's out the door as well. Later on.
Yeah, I don't. You're going to have to keep some veteran presence in there, I would think. Because you would just think so. And it'd be neat to keep, not completely throw Molina under the bus by being the only older guy, and just hopefully Carpenter could stick around because he's performing now, and he's kind of a guy without a position too, really.
Oh, no joke.
But he's adequate at what he does in the field, and
no, he's a good.
I guess first base is probably his best.
Yes,
spot.
It is, especially now because his arm is shot.
And the thing was, I liked him when he played second base. That was when he had one of his better years. I mean, he was in MVP voting and stuff. But we got Colton Wong.
We're gonna play out this season and give her a crack. A lot of trades. I love the Major League Baseball trade deadline, and it was pretty active this year. You talk about Lance Lynn. Now he's with the Yankees. He's going to get a real opportunity because Sonny Gray just got racked up again today. Not everybody's meant for New York, I tell you. Oakland and New York, that's a big difference.
Well, and Lance Lynn always has that kind of a tough mentality.
I like it.
Personality, and now I saw a picture of him on Twitter, and he does look quite different now.
I heard. I haven't seen it.
I mean, it's a quiet, like you wouldn't recognize him hardly.
And Matt Holliday is re-upped with the Rockies for this year or next.
Well, probably an audition. I would imagine. Did he sign in the minors first?
Right. Yeah, he's going to have to get his act together here a little bit. But hey, Colorado's in the playoff chase too. So
hey. And I'm sure he can still hit some bombs in that field.
Probably so. The Cardinals are 4.5 out, and 4 teams ahead of them. One of those is Colorado. Let's see. The Mets played decent today. They lost 5-3 to the Nationals, but they were buried.
Almost a victory.
Buried 25-4 last night. The Mutts. I love it. And I'm not a Nats fan.
They improved by 20 runs today. That's quite an improvement, wouldn't you think?
But you know what? In that game last night, they played air-free baseball.
Hey, we can't say that over this weekend too often.
So there's always a positive. That was great. What was it, 21-0 after 5, maybe something like that?
Yeah, it ended up 25-4 or something. It was amazing.
Oh, baby. Trevor Richards has had 2 successful games in a row. I don't think he got the decision in either one, but again, Saturday against the Nats, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs. He goes tomorrow at Philadelphia. He's really settling in now for that young team. It would be a fun group to play for. This is not a knock at Trevor. I wouldn't exactly pay to watch him, and nobody ever does in Miami anyway. But if you're playing for that team, a good young team, like Gaetti did when he first came in, that'd be great. Absolutely. To have everybody your age and grow together.
Yeah, and
hopefully
you got to just tip your hat to the kid.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that he's getting about 6 every time he goes out. I know that's in the days of yore.
Yes.
It was if you didn't go 8 or even 9, you were probably considered soft.
You got it.
But now it's you get 100 pitches, you're done.
Yeah, some want to go more. And I think he leans toward that, and of course, many don't get the chance either. And then after time, hey, I get my 5, 6, maybe 6, and hey, that was a pretty good group that went in the Hall of Fame, don't you think? And including Peoria's Jim Tomei.
Yeah, very nice. It was one of the best classes, and
I think so.
It seems like recent history. I mean, it was just like every one of them. Well, we all. Can associate ourselves with these players because we pretty well grew up watching these guys.
Yeah. Morris and Trammell from the same team, the Tiger. I mean, Morris moved around especially, but Chipper Jones just was out. I always liked him, actually. He was just always outstanding player.
Yes, he was.
Things are happening in college football. Several days ago, Bama coach Nick Saban got that big deal worth $75 million. That's pretty neat for him. Every time somebody gets a raise, he tears up his contract and and gets even more money. He's
right.
the best. I don't get, but he can't wait till another coach. But this could get ugly in Ohio State now. Urban Meyer, he's placed on administrative leave. All of a sudden that went down, and I'm not going to get into all that. I don't know anything about it, and I'm not sure if it should have even come up. Who knows? But all I know is he's on the outs right now. Yeah,
that's probably not a good situation for him right now since, I've been kind of had to do a little, I had to do a little cramming, so I turned it on ESPN tonight, and that's all. If I didn't know anything about Ohio State, that's all I learned. So, but that's all they're still talking about it, I think. So, that's a big program, and I'm surprised Meyer ever came back that time because he had all them health issues supposedly.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden the Ohio State job came open and he got healthy again.
I know. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I was laughing at that as soon as he left. Those health issues. But he's got bigger problems now, right, or whatever. But, hey, the Blues made a lot of signings now we'll see if it converts over to a winning team. I hope.
Let's hope. We say it every year. Hey, they won the summer. Right?
Yes, they won the summer, but I have yet to see that cup or the parade, so I'm not sure when that's.
We want to see that parade in the summer. That's what we're looking for.
It looks as if they did some good, though. I really like this Ryan O'Reilly. And
and Pat Maroon is going to be hopefully the force in the front of the net and
local boy again.
And clear out some bodies and. Hey, we won't know until this happens because, hopefully everyone stays healthy and they get everybody back that was hurt.
And it all comes down to goaltending.
And it does, and they didn't upgrade there at all. But we don't know.
But who are you going to rob, though? It's like pitching in a way. There are only so many outstanding ones, and generally teams don't give those up. And he's a good goaltender. But if he gets hot, that's all it takes. He's went through stretches, of course, both ways. He's had some bad times in January and February. But
maybe if the offense can score 5, Jake Allen will look wonderful.
Hey, you get some run support, it will help. That's for sure.
That's right.
Dustin Johnson won in Canada last week. Area and Jimenez won on the ladies and seniors side. Let's see, are you going to the PGA next week?
I am. We're going
might.
Wednesday for the practice round and Thursday for the first round. So
nothing after that as of now?
As of now, but I don't foresee it because we've done this last year when we went up to the U.S. Open, and it's kind of fun then coming home after you walk the course, then you sit there and watch it on TV and saying, ooh, he's there,
Yeah, you know the layout, you know everything about it.
A little bit.
Okay, and Kyle Busch won at Pocono on Sunday. That's in NASCAR. You're not going any oval races this weekend.
No, I'm pretty good on that.
That's just like you. Okay. All right, Carl. Anything else? Thanks for the excursion.
All I can say is
yes.
Good luck to Germantown this Sunday.
Ah, yes, the CCL playoffs.
The old stomping grounds, so I figured I might want to throw it out to them. I know they got a big game against Bartelso, and I'm just tell the boys good luck.
3 teams tied at 8-4. It's going to be a good set of quite a quartet of teams. It really is.
Yeah, it will be. It's always fun.
It is.
It's bragging rights, your town,
and that's good.
But and it's always great. It's always good jabbing each other a lot of times. So
well, we may see you around a beer hut.
There's a pretty good chance I'll be out there Sunday.
Okay. So. I'll probably be at the other one Sunday, and then we'll see who wins.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Carl.
Thanks for having me.
That's Carl from the Carl Cave on Scores and Stuff. He was brought to you by Isaac Auto Body, right smack dab, just north of Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. Coming up, Jordan Fark and Mike Babcock and the flashback featuring Rob Raines. Don't leave, don't stray. You don't want to miss stuff. If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler, Jeep, Nissan, and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkins because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955. Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
Hey, it's Bill on the road from Mornings with Scott and Casey. You hear me talking each week about travel, and one of my favorite things about driving across America is finding great food. And lucky for you, Mama's on the Hill in St. Louis is a super easy road trip destination. Authentic Italian favorites like baked lasagna, spaghetti, and tortellini, thin crust St. Louis-style pizza, and yes, Mama's on the Hill is the birthplace of toasted ravioli. Check out their menu online at mamasonthehill.com. Mama's on the Hill, on the Hill in St. Louis.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for your Wednesday. Let's check on the Tucker Electric guest line for McKendree Bearcats strength and conditioning coach, Nashville's Jordan Fark. Jordan, welcome back to Talkin' Sports.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate the opportunity.
And this is a welcome. Didn't we have you on several years ago now when you were a kicker? Let's see, was it a pro team, semi-pro team at St. Louis?
Yes, yeah, that was probably about 2007, 2008, roughly, in between those 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a great experience.
Yeah. So that was maybe a year out of college?
Yeah, that was kind of, there was a kind of in-betweener in there, and yeah, that was a different experience, but you know, that was kind of something I wanted to do, so ventured out on my own a little bit before returning to McKendree.
Yeah, why not? And now years later, you are back there, well, from the college and pro kicking to your current position. You're a key cog, definitely, in the success of today's athletes over at MAC. I mean, in the team's success too, period. And that's great to see. I think they made a good hire.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, it's always a coach's kind of dream to be back at your alma mater, you know, and great passion for the school, and, you know, kind of everything it's done for me in my life. You know, couldn't ask for a better school to work at.
You didn't take any shortcuts either, did you, Jordan? I mean, you paid your dues at different places, I guess even on your own for a time.
Yeah. So spent some time both as an intern, as a volunteer over at St. Louis University. Had great coach in Scott Charlin. He was the director of strength conditioning over there. Learned a tremendous amount of information and how to really manage and train athletes to reach their full potential. And you know, after that, opened up my own sports performance facility, Park Training Systems there in Nashville, Illinois, for a couple years. And then once this opportunity came to fruition, had to jump on it pretty quick and make sure my name was in the hat whenever you know, trying to get in.
Yeah, so, let's see. Was that in downtown or was that south of Nashville?
Let's see, it was just south. It was just past the high school there.
Okay.
You know, it was I was working with Rodney Small and Access Healthcare in his chiropractic facility. So
I can picture the place, yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice little facility, and again, learned a lot, training different athletes and clients through, you know, teaching different type of bodies to perform the proper movements is important.
And when you first came back to McKendree, I mean, were you not just, but were you a trainer for different teams or some of the teams, or before this before this current job developed?
Yeah, there was a time here that I spent a small little period, and it was almost a volunteer type of position. I was working as assistant football coach, working with the kickers and punters, long snappers, but also handling their strength conditioning needs in their off season. After the switch to a new coaching staff and everything, with after Coach Pelker had decided to leave. That was one of the main hires that our new football coach wanted, was strength conditioning coach, and I was honored to be a candidate for that running.
Coach Pelker, wow, he laid a lot of track down at McHenry, didn't he? McHenry College then. Incredible.
Yes, he did. Yep.
Now, how long have you been as the strength and conditioning coach, or maybe it's officially director, right, Jordan?
Yeah, officially the director. I started here in February 2013. And been running since. So yeah, we're there for 5 or 6 years now. So it's exciting.
You have a great office to work out of, don't you? And I have not seen it in person. I've talked to a couple who've been there, and of course, just the shots on the website and so forth. The Sports Performance Center, something else, it appears.
Yeah, and that is another strength coach's dream, to be able to kind of design and. A lot of times strength coaches will inherit weight rooms where you kind of have to program around the weight room. Whenever you get to build your own, you can kind of design the weight room around the program that you'll be running. So it was a dream come true. I mean, it was truly, it was like a little kid on Christmas. I mean,
so you were firsthand in on the design, what needs to be where and all that, huh? You had a lot of input.
Yeah, and it was great to, be given that, opportunity to do so, and it took a lot of planning, a lot of late nights staying up and playing around with different design aspects of it. But having this facility now and having it work pretty well for our athletes is, again, it's a dream come true.
I bet. When did that open up?
Let's see. We opened up in January of 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was shortly after I was hired. I mean, it was a couple
good
months.
Timing.
Yeah, great timing. Working at the old fitness center, or the rec center that's kind of on campus now. It was a challenge for the amount of athletes we were working with, and I think they saw the need for a standalone facility like this, and again, honored to be a part of all that.
And from what I hear, and it's as good or better than any Division II in the country, and I'm sure up there with some of the tabs that the Division I colleges put out.
Yeah, I would definitely put up our facility with any D2 and probably about half of the D1s out there. I mean, we're very lucky. Legend Fitness did our whole room, so it was a very easy kind of set up with them. They're a great company, and yeah, I would put up this facility against anybody.
I don't doubt it. From some of the video I've seen of it, and again from a little bit of hearsay. Now you've got that number one slot there, but you've got some people working under you too. You've got a staff under you.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I have a full-time assistant. He also, so his name is Brandon Joyner. He came from Florida State. He also does the men and women's powerlifting, powerlifting sport here. So he's the head coach of them. So, but he takes 5 or 6 teams for me, and does a tremendous job with that. I also have 2 GAs. One is Brandon Brown. He's had experience up at Olivet, and also he interned at Mizzou, and he just does a tremendous job for the athletes that he works with. I mean, I can ask anything of him, and I don't have to worry about it being done. He's going to get it done. So he's a great kind of component to our department. And then we have a current opening for a GA position that we're doing interviews right now. We're reaching out to everybody we know, and we got a couple great candidates. It'll be a tough decision coming down here in the next couple weeks.
Brandon Joyner, is he okay with the Great Midwest?
He is. Yeah, I think he had to get used to the humidity a little bit
And then
this
the winter.
past summer. This is his first summer here, so he had to get used to that a little bit. But I think he's liking the area a lot.
But for instance, with the Brandons and Steven and so forth, you delegate to them, or they all have their specialties a little bit too.
Yeah. I like to look at their backgrounds, kind of, what sport they participate in is always a big selling point, because they can kind of speak the language of the athletes and kind of know, getting the athletes to buy into the program is huge. It's number one in our book. So looking at their backgrounds, what they've had experience with, and kind of their coaching mentality, how they coach, and kind of plugging them up with the correct teams that kind of have the similar mentalities is big. I mean, you got to make sure that, again, they can speak the language and get the athletes to buy into the programs. If the athletes believe in the program, we're going to get a lot more out of them than if they don't. So
you also, and all 4 or 5, whatever it is, you have to mesh well with those coaches too. I mean, you got to work hand in hand really with them.
Right. So we want to be, we want to make sure that every coach understands that we want to be part of their coaching staff. We want to kind of be in meetings and, understand, previous injuries and kind of what kind of schemes or anything like that could be going on within the sport, so we can kind of speak the same language in the weight room. We're an extension of that head coach, so we got to be able to kind of speak the same language of those head coaches whenever we're talking to the athletes in the performance center.
We're going to have that football coach on after you in that next half hour, Mike Babcock.
Oh, great.
Do you guys happen to get along, or?
Oh, absolutely.
You're better, huh?
We have to. So to manage that many athletes, we have to be on the same page, and that's my responsibility. It's his program, so I got to make sure that I got to be an extension of that head coach. So great relationship. He kind of he lets me do what I need to do with his team, and that's a blessing, because it's not like that with every coach all the time. You got to get them to buy into your program as well. But yeah, me and Coach Babcock have a tremendous relationship.
Well, it's a good set of coaches, and that AD, he's all right too. That Chuck Bruggeman, I'm sure you had to talk to him. Well, let's see. When you first got hired, he might have not been in charge, huh? I can't remember what.
Yeah, no, he was in charge. Yeah,
okay, he was.
He was. I mean, the number one driving force within my hire. So,
all right.
Can't thank him enough for everything that he's done. I mean, from where him and I started, or where we started this kind of department to where it's grown now is huge, and obviously can't thank him enough for everything he's done for our department and for our athletes.
Yeah, years zip by too fast. I couldn't recall offhand when he became the athletic director, but that's
it was still pretty new. But I don't know if I was his first hire, but I was one of them.
Wow.
And, it was an honor.
But you train. How many athletes in general do you work with?
Yeah,
do you know men and women?
Yeah, men and women. We're rocking and rolling all day long. We have about 800 athletes
800.
that we see, a little over 800 that we see throughout the week, depending if they're on a 4-day-a-week program, 3-day-a-week, or 2-day-a-week, just depending on their time of year, if they're in season, off season, early preseason, anything like that. So you have a lot of athletes, but it's a great experience. I mean, I'll put up the experience of coaching that you get in our facility up against any other school in the country. I mean, we're coaching every day, we're training every day, and it's an honor to do so.
I believe you. Jordan Fark with us for a few more minutes on Talking Sports, and you've got an array of equipment there, but I mean it goes beyond weights and all kinds of apparatus. What is that word? You got a lot of stuff for them to work out on and get the feel for.
Yes, we have a lot of equipment in here, and it's not all about strength. Strength is very important. It's the driving force of a lot of other attributes of the athletes, but we have to have the equipment to work on speed, agility, quickness.
Right.
The resiliency of the athlete, the durability of the athlete, the injury prevention aspect. So, it's luckily we have 7,500 square foot to kind of find places to hide all these things, but they're just all tools to make the the athletes more athletic. That is our job to make them better athletes, and hopefully that transfers over to the field.
But each sport calls for a different situation. I mean, like in baseball, you got to still be flexible. It's not, and but I mean, it takes different training.
Yeah, it does. Yep. And that's something we pride ourselves on too. Every different sport that's in here has a different training program, has a different approach to how we're going to, kind of attain these goals that we set at the beginning of our training sessions. So it takes a lot of time to plan out and work, but I mean we have a system here that works pretty well for our athletes, but no two sports are going to train the exact same. We got to look at injury prevention protocols and different types of conditioning aspects. We're not going to condition a football player the same way we would a soccer player. It's two different levels of conditioning that they need. So it makes things interesting.
Well, you're pretty much on call all the time, aren't you, Jordan? And 12 months a year, huh?
Yes, yeah, and that's the month of May is kind of the strength coaches month. That's kind of a dead period for the most part across the nation. So in May we try to take most of our time off, get away from this and just kind of reset before starting all over again June 1st. So.
June 1st. But no, it sounds like you're doing a super job. And McKendree's, we always keep up with McKendree and Kaskaskia as our two main colleges. Athletes from all over we go for athletes and coaches, with ties to this area especially. But it's good to have you aboard again, Jordan. And, hey, just keep those young men and women healthy and strong. I mean, you're a big aid in how they produce on the field, on the court, whatever the case may be.
That's right. We'll do our best.
Thanks for coming on, Jordan.
All right. Thanks for having me.
See you later.
Bye.
Jordan Fork, the McKendree Bearcats Strength and Conditioning Director, to get it right. I want to get it right, if I can get it right. The flashback is due up really fast, and Mike Babcock is stationed in that back 30. Stay with us on Talkin' Sports.
Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmer State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmer State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
When wearing contacts, you shouldn't even be able to feel them. If they're uncomfortable or feeling dry, come see us at Lebanon Optometric Center or Breeze Family Vision Center. We'll find the right contacts for you, whether it's multifocal, astigmatism, daily disposables, or hybrid lenses. Don't suffer through contacts that are just fine. We have all the major brands to choose from, and with locations in Breeze and Lebanon, if you damage or tear your contacts, we can replace them right away. Start seeing clearer today with a little help from Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center.
The Verizon IndyCar Series is back at Gateway Motorsports Park, August 24th and 25th. And 2018 is bigger, better, and faster for the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. More entertainment, more fan zones, more food choices, more racing than ever before. And it's still family-friendly with all kids 15 and under free. Brought to you in part by the Office of Illinois South Tourism and Illinois Tourism. Go to gatewaymsp.com now to get the best seats before they're gone.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Hello again, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. Yes, this Sunday, it's the Buds and the Miners from Seatown and Bartelzel will entertain the Germantown Reds in the Clinton County Baseball League playoffs, as Carl alluded to, from the Carl Cave just south of Carlisle. The time is 6:40 on the button. That time drop is brought to you by Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms. Let's flashback.
It's flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Easy In Travel Sports Flashback. Escape to paradise with Easy In Travel and Breeze. Call 526-2201.
And Germantown Reds baseball manager Rick Sherman will be one of our guests Saturday morning, along with Cards bullpen coach Brian Everskirt from PEC Park in Pittsburgh. And let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, the flashback. This is from April 21st of this year. Well, it's famed St. Louis baseball writer Rob Raines, and it's all about Gertie. How about our major leaguer, Brian Everskirt? He's in the book. Did you have a chance to talk to him in spring training, Rob?
I talked to him a little bit. In spring training. I've known him, obviously when he came up through the organization, through the system over the years. And yeah, I think he's really happy to be back in the big leagues as a coach, and I think really likes his job. Had to give up his number 56 to Holland, but I don't know how history will remember the Brian Everskirt number 56 era.
He's worn a lot of numbers.
Numbers. I don't really think that matters to him what number he wears. But, he's looking for the numbers on the paycheck every 2 weeks, but I don't think that beyond that it's a concern at all. But no, he's going to be a fine job. I mean, he's got the advantage again of having come up through the organization. So most of these young guys that are coming up in the system, he knows. He's worked with them in the past, and they know him, and they know what kind of coach he is. When you get Weaver and when Reyes is here, and when Flaherty gets up here, and some of the other guys that they'll be promoting. I don't think he probably never worked with Hicks unless it was like in an extended spring or instructional league kind of thing. But the other young guys that have come up through the system and spent time at Double A or Triple A, he certainly knows, and they know him.
Hi, this is Sue at Buckeye. This week we're going to talk about our pet department. We have got everything you need for pets. We've got collars, toys, medications, but most of all, we have a large selection of dog foods. We've got the big bags of the large kibble for your big dogs, and we've got chewy morsels for your little pups, canned food, and lots of treats. We have rawhide, we have beef treats, bones. We are Fido approved. Come and visit us at Buckeye and check out our pet department.
A Shell expert is underwater to demonstrate the importance of protection. My partner will play your engine, menaced by performance-robbing gunk, and playing the engine gunk, 3 man-eating sharks. Don't worry, folks. His shark cage represents Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Release the sharks! All 3 grades of Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines act as a barrier that helps shield and protect critical engine parts. So go ahead, folks. Protect your engine with Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines.
Fill up at your area clean and convenient CC Food Mart locations.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Draghi, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I treat a lot of patients who have not been to the dentist in 10 to 20 years. Most had a bad experience as a child. Others are embarrassed to go or are concerned the dentist will scold them. We know these feelings are real and believe in listening to your problems and concerns. I will do all of this without putting you down or making you feel guilty. My team and I want to make a difference in the way you feel about dentistry. Please call me, Dr. Tim Draghi, at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment, or look at our website at breezedentalcare.com, where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
Don't let great summer deals pass you by. Call Breeze Dental Care for a free orthodontic evaluation. If you or your child are in need of braces, get the great smile you want and deserve. Start your braces before school starts and save $200. Call 526-2020. That's 526-2020.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great, and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
We're up here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio, and that's, I want to tell you about this. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. They have your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, and at a really good price, the right price for you. And all the pre-owned vehicles pass a thorough inspection. Most come with Diane's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost to you. No cost to you on that. So see your consultant. There's Dwayne, Nikki, Dave, Nathan, maybe somebody else by now, but go in person or call them at 224-9200, 224-9200. Diane Chevrolet. It's the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Shop or schedule service at DianeChevrolet.com. Lots of options. After this, we'll flip it to Coach Mike Babcock of the McHenry Bearcats football team.
Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Tonight, dare to dream big.
Friday, September 7th, join Stand Up to Cancer for all the inspiration.
It takes courage to take on cancer.
All the laughter.
You change one letter in cancer, it becomes dancer. What?
All the stars.
If we all stand up to cancer together, we can kick it so good.
Every network, every star. One night to save lives. Tune in live Friday, September 7th, 8/7 Central on ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. Check your local listings for cable providers.
Welcome to our music warehouse. Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs. Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
And here we are, everybody, for one last block rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. Off we go for the Tucker Electric guest line. We'll tee up McKendree Bearcats football coach Mike Babcock. Mike, welcome back.
Great to be here, Rip.
And we're going to talk some gridiron. I mean, it's the 2018 schedule. It's closing in fast now. It's really creeping up, and you're very aware of it now because you just had the Great Lakes Valley Conference kickoff event at your fine place.
Absolutely. Everybody's kind of gearing up. Everyone's kind of salivating. I know everyone's starting to watch ESPN and NFL and college, and it's pretty much here.
8 coaches, everybody from the league, of course, gathered, and the brains got together and picked the University of Indianapolis as the team to beat, and there's probably a little argument out of that. That doesn't mean they're going to win it.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, it's always great to get preseason accolades, but I think every coach or every good coach out there knows that it's all about the postseason accolades as opposed to the preseason. So Indianapolis is a great team. They're very, very tough to beat, so no shock there, and obviously that's where we're trying to get to.
You played them well last year. They still tacked you by 18, 28-10, and they went undefeated throughout the regular season. What did they win a game or two in the post?
They lost in the first round of the playoffs to Harding, but again, a very good team. It's always been down to the wire. The score kind of got out of hand a little bit late in the third, so that's why it ended up being 18. But no shock. Like I said, they're a very good program. So.
But your Bearcats are a very good team. You've carved out a very good program too, and you collected, as always, a lot of respect at this event, and you were selected as the number 2 team, along with Missouri S&T, so you're highly thought of once more.
Yeah, we've put together a good program, to be honest with you. I think we built this up and had a good culture. I think we're well respected in the league now. I don't think it's a shock. We're not sneaking up on anybody. And now it's just kind of putting those tools together and just continuing on and hopefully making it so that we are a top Division II school, not just in the conference, to be honest with you, Rip, but in the nation. Can we put McKendree on the map. That's the goal. That's my goal. I'm excited to see if we can do it this year.
Yep, you want to raise that bar even higher. But the GLVC anyway, there's the idea of where everybody fits in. But again, we go to the field, go to the turf, the grass, and see how it all pans out at the end. And what else happens besides probably good food and some drink or whatever? But rules or anything? What else gets discussed at these meetings? It's got to be something. Well, maybe not, huh?
We have our annual coaches meeting just to make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, and just kind of make sure that we know what's happening, not just this year, but in years, in the future, so we can maintain a great league and see if there's any other teams that may be coming in. And so, like I said, just trying to make sure all that's done. We've got an all-out media blitz of interviews and YouTube and Facebook Live and Snapchat, and even some of that stuff goes over my head.
Oh wow!
I think I'm a young head. Yeah, I'm a young head coach, but even that stuff goes over my head. So, and then obviously I even had to tweet it out just because, hey, good food. It's all about the good lunch or whatever. Yeah. Every player, every coach, they all love free food.
You have to have that, and you have you have all or some of your assistants there. Any players?
I did. I ended up having an offensive player and a defensive player. I brought my starting quarterback, Reese Metcalf, there. He's going to be an upcoming senior. And then I had a junior linebacker in Mike Tucker.
All right. Very good. They probably got a kick out of that, too. So nice exposure.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a good deal. They got to meet a lot of the other players and the whole conference kind of coming together and
talk
kind
trash.
Of again one big kickoff before we get it going.
You don't allow that trash talking at one of these events, right, Mike? Or do you? Who knows what goes?
I try not to. Everybody's in one place. Everyone plays good in the sandbox, especially when it's at your place. You don't want them to muddy up the bathroom or something on their way out.
True. So, it doesn't seem that long ago since we had you on after the spring game, which I believe was when was it? Late March, early April?
Yeah, it was mid-April.
Mid-April, okay.
I think it was the last time I was on the show.
Yeah, we had to give you a break, but that went well, I know, and it was a good 16-10 finish for the Purple. I recall that, and I'm quite sure you came away. You might have had a player or two sit out, but I think you're injury-free, which is always big too.
Yeah, I think it ended up being a great spring. We wanted to create some fun and kind of go mano-a-mano on the spring game. And, when you hit each other for 15 straight practices and you don't get to play anybody else, you're ready to gear it up. So it was a fun deal, and one team won. I'll be honest, I think it was that Purple team won, but I'll be honest, I have no idea who was even on the team right now.
That doesn't matter. Anymore.
They're all
definitely
back.
not.
They're all coming in. Yeah, so it was good bragging rights for the first couple weeks, and I think now, just talking with the guys, they're just excited to get this season rolling.
You got it. Now, what have the players been doing over the summer? And I know you've had them in for a stretch or two. Tell me how that works, especially with the rookies, the freshmen.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of them end up coming and staying here over the summer, so they end up having a job or two and working out in the meantime. So, hey, if any of you listeners out there have got jobs for next summer, I'm always looking for guys. So,
I'm sure, yeah. Right.
Yeah. And so I've got a good amount that stay over the summer. I do have some that end up going home. I did have a small handful of incoming freshmen that ended up coming in and going to almost every workout that we had over the summer. And we worked out about 4 days a week of lifting and running, and that's about all we can do.
I was wondering. I always get confused on that, especially different times of year or whatever. So it's mainly conditioning and things along those lines.
We can't touch them. We're not even allowed to be out there when they throw or do 7-on-7 or anything. So it's the football coaches can't even do the weightlifting. It's your strength coach that can do that.
Well, hey, we just had Jordan Fark on, by the way. I don't know if you had a chance. So I'm sure you have. Sounds like you have a very good relationship, which needs it needs to be in the book that way.
Oh yeah, Jordan's a hell of a coach. He does a great job, not just with our football team, but with the rest of the athletic department. It's hard to think that he was a punter back in the day, because he's mean-tempered, he's loud, he'll get after it. You think he was a small old lineman or something. So
yeah, he's a sturdy character. He may not be as tall and as mean as I remember Rick Roby. Right, for some reason he popped into my mind from Miami, but you didn't mess with him either.
Absolutely. So Coach Fark does a real great job with our guys. They buy into what he's doing, and I think that's one of the main reasons why we've made strides, in conference and in the nation of how many wins is, you spend a lot more time in the weight room than you do on the football field, to be honest with you. So, he's done a tremendous job of getting our guys ready to go. So
back
he is one of
to these summer months, and I know one of the freshmen is Carlisle's Tyler Seaver, but even in limited contact or none basically with you, but just through the conditioning and so forth, I'm sure they had their eyes opened up a little bit to the D2 football level.
No question. Tyler's done actually a great job. He's been in almost every weightlifting and conditioning, and he's holding his own. And really what I tell those incoming freshmen is these last 2 months are the hardest thing you're ever going to do, because you're away from home. It's very difficult lifting and running, but if you can get through it, you can pretty much handle anything that college is going to throw at you. So
it's their boot camp.
He's done a great job. So it's a nice deal.
And I'm not sure how many you got from our near. I know you have a returner, of course, a second-year player now, and Caleb Shipley from Centralia. Now he's one of these young vets, but boy, it's always good to get that freshman year out of the way in some respects, isn't it?
Absolutely. He's actually one of our best young leaders, on the team. I mean, he's only been here, almost 12 months, so only about a year. I have no doubt. But he's one of our best young leaders. We also have a guy that's coming into his own, Peyton Rankin, out of Nashville, as a defensive lineman. He's done a great job. I've got a linebacker and Bennett Richter out of Breeze Central, who's done a tremendous job. He's fighting for playing time and special teams, trying to work his way into the 2 deep at linebacker. So, definitely some good local talent that's out there right now that hopefully we can win some games with.
Oh, I think you will. Bearcats football coach Mike Babcock with us for a little hustle here yet on Talkin' Sports on this Wednesday night. So when does your training camp officially begin?
The players report Saturday afternoon.
Really?
Sunday's all the paperwork and the photo shoots and medical stuff, everything kind of non-football related. And then Monday we kick it off and we go. So
you gotta get a haircut, right, Mike? You gotta look good for these pictures.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's plus the fact you don't really have much time afterwards once camp starts to pretty much do anything other than eat, sleep, and coach football. So
now, what happens the first few days? The very first 2 or 3.
Per rules, you can only have one practice a day. You kind of start off those first 2 days in just helmets. The next 2 days are in helmets and shoulder pads, and then finally that 5th day you get to have the full pads on and hit a little bit. So a lot of basic stuff, a lot of teaching, especially for those freshmen, but it still goes to your core. What's the core? What are you going to believe in? What do you believe in X's and O's wise? And what are you going to build your team around? So that's the exciting part. This is, day one is always fun. Everyone's excited. Us coaches are excited because we're, diving into teaching, and I'd much rather be out on that football field coaching football than in front of a computer working on Excel spreadsheets all day.
I'm sure and you do have the senior QB and some other good players back from 2017.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what's fun. You get to see those veterans come back and see what they can do, but you also get to see what some of these young bucks, not just the freshmen, but even the guys that redshirted, what can they do, and can anybody come in and contribute, and what is this team going to be like? Because this is not last year's team with guys missing. This is a brand new team. It's 2018, so here we go.
And pretty much a brand new schedule at the top, too. Northern Michigan and Bowie State at home, and over to Kentucky State. I believe you played them last year. But and then that really dogged conference schedule. It's going to be tough week after week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very tough conference, and we play 4 non-conference games before we even get there.
That's right,
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, three out of the 4 are new teams that we haven't played yet. A couple of them are very, very good teams. I mean, this is a tough schedule. I wanted it to be that way. I wanted our guys to understand if we want to be the best, we got to beat the best week in and week out. And especially if you make it to the playoffs, guess what? Every team's a good team. So
I missed the team from Murfreesboro, North Carolina. How do you know? How do you pronounce it?
a little bus ride. You want to come with us, Rick?
I might have to sit that one out.
It's about 14 hours.
Yeah, and it's about 20 hours on the way back, isn't it? Takes Is that Chowan or?
Yeah, it's pronounced Chowan.
Oh, okay.
So they're out of the CIAA, same conference as Bowie State, and that's the one nice thing about non-conference games is, you get to play some teams kind of like the ones that we're doing that you just sometimes you never really heard of, because at the Division II level it's very regional.
Yeah,
and it's kind of nice to kind of get out of your comfort zone a little bit. They're just like us, they're trying to find ways to win games. They're not the biggest of schools out there, and a lot of guys that aren't getting full rides, and so it's the same thing here. And so along with that, we're going to do battle and see who comes out on top.
You will also have another tremendous season. I can smell it coming. Thanks for being on, Mike Babcock, and we'll talk to you throughout the 2018 campaign here on Talkin' Sports.
I love it. I love coming on here, Rip. I appreciate it.
All right, see ya.
Yep.
That's Coach Bab, or Babs, Jordan Fark, thanks to him as well, along with Mike Babcock and also Carl Durkis from the Carl Cave. We'll see you Saturday morning with Rick Sherman, Brian Everskirt, and more Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7.